All right, ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we want to welcome you to Focus on Liberia. Good morning here to those of you in the United States of America, and good afternoon to you in Liberia, and welcome to Focus on Liberia. Of course, this is a special edition of the program here, the Hour of Politics with me, Anthony C., your host. Welcome, welcome. This is where you want to be at this time of your day. Here at Focus on Liberia on our program, The Hour of Politics. I have a very special guest, a gentleman who has been able to do something that we all should be proud of him for. He went into a race and he became victorious in the just ended election. We are talking about District number 9 Representative elect. Frank Saah Foko Jr. is my guest, and welcome to the broadcast. We are here in an exclusive interview with this gentleman who has just won that race that was highly contested. And so, folks, welcome. Do that usual favor. Share the show with your friends, your contact. Come and listen to this gentleman. Let us talk about how he was able to put it up to get that victory in that highly contested race and what he's planning to do in terms of representation for his people. Sometime in August, he was here. That was on August 31st. And I put him and he told me, Anthony, I'm going to win this thing. And he did. We have that clip for you to see as well. Again, Focus on Liberia, the Hour of Politics. I'm your guy, Anthony C. At this time, I will welcome my guest, that is Representative-elect Frank Saah Foko Jr. I call him Frank. Frank, welcome to Focus on Liberia. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. I'm happy to have you. How are you feeling?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chi. It's a pleasure to be here. I'm feeling very good. I'm happy, and I'm just grateful to God to have this opportunity for the second time, being invited on your platform. And I'm also grateful to God for all Liberians and foreigners who are residing in Liberia and all of those who are following your show now and probably to look at it later. I say thank you and say welcome everybody for following.
All right. Frank Saah Foko Jr. there. Uh, Thanking all Liberians who are following. Thank you for joining us here at Focus on Liberia. He was here and he said, he told me I'm going to win this thing. And he did. And so, folks, let's get to it quickly. Again, some people continue to hear the name, but we're going to do something different this time, Frank. The last time you were here, you introduced yourself. I want to know something about your name. I don't know why I like this name thing. Frank Saah Foko Jr. The two names that are there, that would be Saah and Foko. My name is Sia. That is my native name. In mine, uh, where I'm from, Sia means good. So I try to be a good guy, Frank. So, I mean, tell me the names Saah and Foko. What do two names mean actually?
Oh, actually, I originated from Lofa County, though I haven't been there before.
Okay.
I was born in Buchanan, Grand Bassa County. I also have a background from the Bassa tribe.
Mm-hmm.
And my name, Saah, in the Kisi tribe is the firstborn child.
Okay.
Not necessarily the firstborn, but the firstborn child.
Firstborn child. Okay.
In the Kisi tribal group, you refer to that person as Saah. And the Foko name is also that Kisi name. Also, according to my uncle and my father, Foko within their tradition, they call it a foundation. Foko is a pillow, it's a foundation of a certain group of people, like in a township, and like you have during their days. My grandparents, according to them, my great grandparents were all warriors. So I didn't go much into that.
Mm-hmm.
But that was something I asked them about. What is the meaning of? But for the Saah name, everybody knows that that once you are assigned in the Kisi group, you are the firstborn child.
All right, that is good to know. I think I learned something new today. I am from the southeast, so I don't know much about the other cultures in Liberia, and I think many people wouldn't know that. Are learning that today. Thank you so very much. So talking about the Nisa, being the first boy child. Are you the first boy child from your family to be elected as a representative?
I'm the firstborn child for my family, and I'm the first child. I'm the firstborn child for my family, and for the sake of history, I think I'm the first person in my family to ever contest, to be a representative. I think I'm the first person according to history in my family.
And so, Frank, you see, our parents gave our names, and sometimes we take it lightly. Here you are, whether you knew, but you are now living your Nisa, the first boy child from your family to contest for a representative seat, and not only that, to also win it. So you are living that name. And sometimes we overlook these things as Liberians and we focus on, the noise. Again, folks, let's get started here. The National Election Commission, from our understanding, has certified you as the winner of District number 9. How are you feeling about this victory as we speak? What's going through your mind?
Yes, I'm feeling good. I expected this result, though it was challenging. Like I said
Mhm.
in my previous interview, it was not an easy route because we were eight participating in the process,
Mhm.
and it was challenging. I knew that there were going to be a series of challenges within the process, and going into a process where you have people who have been there 4 times, you have people who have been there 3 times, you have other people who have been there 2 times, you have experienced people when it comes to participating into an election. And I was there before 2 times, but not necessarily as a person who was participating.
Mhm.
I was indirectly participating as a campaign chair to my late boss, the late Representative Mona Iperen. The first time, 2011, I was just a participant, one of those able lieutenants who was making sure going to the various communities to introduce and also sell my candidate, the late Representative Mona Iperen Youngblood. And later on, the second election, 2017, and serving as a campaign manager for her, most especially when it comes to her activities or political activities in District Number 9.
Yeah.
I was directly involved, and we also won that election. So it was not strange to me because I have come with serious experience into this process, and I already knew all of the strategy, and I already knew where to go, who to talk to, and what to say.
Mhm.
So basically, my winning is not surprising. The entire world expected me to have won this election. So I think what is expected of me is to do my best to make sure that I do better than what people expected of me. Even for those who have doubt that could not support me, I think it is my responsibility now to make sure that I do my best, beyond their understanding or their expectation, so that next time, if I do intend to go or any other person, of such, like coming from an office or any other young man, potential young man in society who wants to vie for any public office, they should look at my case and not to look down on him or overlook him or her, in order to just basically, it's a very good one. I'm happy that I want to continue the late Monan legacy to do the Liberians people job and just also to keep up the hope of the young people and to also maintain them that they can also be trusted in society tomorrow.
Thank you so very much. Though you've been certified by NEG, at some point, one of the major challenges, Mr. Foko Herrings, was able to file a case with NEG I mean, this is out of curiosity. How far, to your knowledge, you people are now with this case? I mean, just for people to know what is obtaining.
Okay, like I said on few other radio stations, local stations I have visited.
Mhm.
Um, I don't normally like speaking to legal matters, but
Mhm.
just to give you some clarity on our appearances at the National Election Commission, there have been 4 hearings
Mhm.
at the National Election Commission, and I was privileged to have been invited by the National Election Commission, where I visited 2 of the hearings now. I went there, and on Monday will be another hearing. Uh, he is dissatisfied with 2 centers. He had problem. He have some issues. He's not accurate the results that I did not win from what I saw. But I think he said that there were some problems in certain areas, most especially for those centers that he won me. He won me massively in those 2 centers that he complained about. But again, it's a legal process. My party CDC has, her legal people there, and the National Election Commission has. He complained. The NEC, he did not complain me, but by extension, I have to be there, and my party also needs to send their legal people. So the legal people are actually doing their legal job, while I'm also here having series of community engagements. I've been able to meet with those candidates who have congratulated me in the election, in this gone by election. We were 8 candidates in the election, and I have gotten congratulatory message from about 6 of them. I have been able to see 4 of them in person. My sister Sive just traveled. She
Mhm.
wasn't in the country, but we communicated before she left. Musu also left the country. She's not in country. And I think about 4 of them attended my children's party, and they all have congratulated me on radio. They have called my phone, and we have met in person in discussing the forward march of District Number 9. I have been able to meet with the 21 political committees within District Number 9, where I met with their leadership, that is the
Yeah,
chairman, the
Frank,
chairwoman.
we'll get to that. We'll get to that, and thank you for giving us some understanding there on what has been obtaining at the level of NEG, giving Fubu's filing there about some issues he felt that he's not satisfied with. So let me progress. I know at the end of the day, will you say that the certified result from NEG going to stand and nothing's going to change despite this complaint?
Sure,
All right.
sure.
All right. Then let me ask you this question. Now, given what you said, it is obvious that your victory is being sealed. Along the way, people contributed. You make your own effort. Maybe some other institution, maybe your institution, not maybe actually your political institution, the CDC, was able to play a role. In all of days, including your campaign team, who will you credit your victory to the most?
The most person that I'm going to credit this victory to is God, the Almighty God.
Okay, and
I
why?
gave God all the glory
Mhm.
because it was God who instituted everything. Even my institution, it is God who instituted the CDC. I gave God all of the glory, all. I don't share that glory with any man.
And so God will be given the credit for the most, but who else you think deserve some credit here, in your opinion?
Holistically, like I said to you, I'm from a political institution called CDC,
Mhm.
and that party has a standard bearer, the president, and we have the party chairman, and we have all of those people that run the party. But like I said, you say, who do I give the credit to most? Everybody. I gave everybody the credit. I gave President George Weah, who instituted a party, who brought a party and introduced this party to all that believe in making anybody or somebody. And I also believe in everybody who campaigned for me, even those who did not campaign for me, even those who did not support me. I gave everybody the credit. I gave the Liberian people the credit. I gave credit to the electoral district number 9 people. All of our residents, our election was very peaceful, and everything was just kind. It was just okay. I gave the credit to even those who participated in the election with me. So I gave everybody the credit.
Thank you. And then let's come to you. Uh, what did you do personally? And I'm asking this question because you are a young man. Earlier, when you were speaking, you said, you know, your election, you want to be able to do your best because you don't want to be able to fail a lot of young people. You want to be able to inspire them. All right. So I'm asking this question. What personally did you do as a candidate then that helped in getting this victory?
Personally, what did I do into this process? I think personally was honesty.
Okay.
I was honest to my people. I did not lie to anybody. And personally, what I've been able to do over the years that brought me this far, that allowed people to trust me, was I have been a humble young man and promised to always be, and I've always been honest and always promised to be an honest young man. I brought honesty to the process.
That is profound. Honesty to the process. So those of us who are listening, if you want to get into this process, somebody who took part in the process is telling us honesty will help you along the way. But Foko, you said earlier that you had 8% in the race that you won. I want to ask you, will you agree that the CPP blunder by putting more candidates in the race?
Basically, I don't want to speak to the issue of CPP. I don't know what CPP strategy was,
Mhm,
and I don't understand what actually it was. My concentration was on the CDC,
mhm.
who gave me this opportunity through a democratic primary process. Basically, I don't know what their strategy was, so I cannot refer to their strategy as being blunder or not. But I think they did their best to put out their candidate in the district, and we went to the election.
I asked the question because using my political eyes, I saw multiple candidates in the race for the CPP, and you are a political guy too, and you know this. And that is what I'm asking the questions because they have more candidates in the race, they devalue their votes, and there's this possibility that that undermine their chances and thereby, give you a little helping hand there. Do you agree?
No, I don't want to agree with that because I don't know. Now you're speaking, and it just helped us to win. It helped us to win. But I will tell you, like I said to you, there are CPP members
Mhm.
that even voted for us.
Okay.
Yes, there are people from the CPP that voted for us into this process. So there are also people who we knew personally who did not vote for us. There are people who we knew to be from our side who did not also vote for us. Even CPP bringing more candidates in the race also took some of our old money from us, took some of our young people from us, and people who supported the late Representative Mona Ipero Youngblood at a certain point in time could not come to us. They went to those people who just came in the process also. So it was just from every angle. But, I think we play our cards well. God was able to help us with more wisdom, understanding, and knowledge in strategizing the best way in talking to our people. And God was able to touch the hearts of our people because He knew and He knows exactly what we bring on the table. We actually brought honesty on the table.
And so, Frank, what a big deal to your understanding the scope of this victory is, the magnitude of your victory. Do you understand it? Do you know what this means? Not only for you as an individual, but for many young people across the country. If you do, share that with me.
Basically, you know, it's a motivation to the young people.
Mhm.
My victory is a motivation to those who have struggled and who are still struggling. It's a motivation to those who were born and not even understand their way out. That is, you were born in a very poor family where you don't even have food to eat to go to school. You don't even have, your parents don't have money to send you to school. You have to struggle somehow to make your way. It's a motivation to those who are riding pimping today. It's a motivation to those who are serving as camen, to those petty traders, because those are things that we did along the way while growing up. It's a motivation to those who are playing football today just to go to school. It's a motivation to those who go around, ask people for assistance to wash their clothes, press for them, just to make life and go to school. It's a motivation, like I said to you, to all struggling young people. And it's a motivation to those who serving God, but thinking that God is not listening to their prayers. It's a motivation to know that God is listening to every man's prayer and there is time and season, for everything. So it's just a motivation to everybody in different ways.
I agree with that. And the other word I want to add there is hope. It has given hope to a lot of struggling young people. Frank, myself, struggled in Liberia before coming here. I never even owned a bicycle. So your win for many young people that's struggling right now, um, I can tell you it has inspired a lot of hope. And I just hope that this is something that you can sustain with the level of work that you're gonna do. But let's make progress here. Looking at the margin that you won with. I mean, I'm not trying to take anything away from your victory. A win is a win, and this one, in my opinion, is big, given the number of persons that you went against. But looking at that margin, would you have won, Frank, had it been a two-man race?
I would have won if it was two-man race, if it was one-man, three-man race, four-man race, I would have won. Like I told you before, I was not really thinking on who was in the race. I was not thinking about the names. I was not thinking about their resources they came to this process with. I was not thinking on all of those things. I was keeping my eyes on the board. The board was those electors. That was my concern. Because at times in every competition, if you concentrate on the names in the process, for example, I'm playing for Lone Star and I hear that Ronaldo is coming and I hear that Messi is coming. I'm not interested in those names, though they come with experience, but my concentration is on the ball. So I was keeping my eyes on those electors who have the legal right, to make you a representative or deny you. That is the simple majority. So that just it is what it is.
Frank, will you say you received a mandate or a chance? And what is that mandate or chance that you think you may have received?
I received a chance from the young people
Mhm.
giving me the opportunity, and from I received a mandate from the people in the district to serve well. I received a mandate to serve well, and it is a chance to also serve. It's an opportunity. It's a privilege for me to go and serve my people. So in serving my people, I just need to make maximum use of the opportunity or the privilege they have given me to serve them. And I should not misuse such a chance. I should not misuse such a privilege. I should make maximum use that all other struggling young people in society can be respected tomorrow, can also be given other chances in different areas.
Well, thank you so very much. Elections are over now. The real work for which you were elected starts immediately. And at many levels too. So let's come to your party. It is about time that you lead. You are now elected a leader. So from your party, what is your takeaway and what you think must be done? And I'm asking the question because you might agree with me. Your party performed uh, less than maybe you expected.
Come again?
I'm saying now you are a leader. It is about time to lead. So let's look at other areas where people should be counting on you for leadership, starting with your party, the CDC. First of all, what is your takeaway from the entire elections that just took place? CDC did not do well as they expected. So, what is the message there? What is your takeaway? And what you would like to see happen as a leader in your party?
Like I said to you, not to you, but I said a few days ago on
Mhm.
OKFM.
Mhm.
For me, Mr. CA, you and I, we have had a frank conversation,
Mhm.
and I don't mince my words when it comes to saying the truth. And I want to make Montserrado County with our case study, right?
Right.
So let's look at Montserrado County. But CDC that served as the ruling party for now, to now win Montserrado does not in any way means that CDC-led government uh, being headed by President George Manuel Weah, that the government is not doing well at all. That's not what it means. It just means that a group of political parties came together and they use a perfect strategy in making sure that they remain united as a coalition to hold together as CPP to win the CDC. That was just what it meant. For example, and I said this the other day, and somebody came to my inbox. They said, though I'm not a citizen, though I will never support CDC, but what you just said, my son, you make a lot of sense. It's just that at times we don't come out to say these things because of where we find ourselves. For example, look at Montserrado, okay?
Mhm.
I don't want to go to other counties.
Yeah, we
There could
shouldn't.
be other reasons for which we did not win other counties. But let's look at the practical aspect of Montserrado. And we have 17 electoral district, in Montserrado. And let's look at the kind of development that this president from the CDC party has carried on within Montserrado County within 3 years. And I stand to be corrected, Mr. C. Let's look at the feeder rules. Let us all look at the markets in Montserrado County. Let us all look at the feeder rules. Let's look at the University of Liberia and all other public institutions in Liberia that we have free education. Let's look at all of the high schools in Liberia. Those children take their public tests free of charge, that which we have been paying for over 40 to 50 years, right? Now look at other smaller engagements. We look at other loan processes. We look at other small, looking at what President Weah took over with, looking at where the economy was at the time he took over, looking at our system in the country, the form and manner in which we do these things, right? Looking at the challenge or challenges as a new president taking over from another government, you have a lot, right? So looking at these things we have achieved within 3 years as a president, looking at the past president record, there is no president in the history of Liberia in the course of 3 months that have carried on these kind of infrastructural development. Another argument could be, uh, yes, President Weah is carrying on all of these developments, but we are hungry. The price of rice is high and tin prices are high. Yes, I will agree with you. For example, like I said on the radio of recent, I have a brother who holds two master's degree, two foreign master's degree. And that brother lives in Dole community, there where he was born and he grew up. I have gone there on many occasions when I was in high school and also when I was at the University of Liberia. We have studied together. We did many things together when that role was very bad. Now this president came and he decided to do that role where people can move in smoothly. Can you imagine, Mr. CA, that brother told me that he's not interested in whatever role the president did there. His concern is the president must reduce the price of rice.
And Frank,
Can you imagine that?
Frank,
So he will vote against CDC because the price of rice is high. So I remain with this. I said that CDC did not win Montserrado, not necessarily because this government is not doing her best. Though there are challenges, I will agree with you. There are other problems, I will agree with you. But politically and realistically, let us all be real. Sometimes we take off our political jackets and we look at the facts on ground.
Frank,
Right? CDC really
Frank,
lost this election because she has not done
Frank,
well.
Frank,
Yes.
Frank, I mean, I gave you opportunity to narrate what the government has been able to do to the best of your knowledge. But like you said, you talk about the price of rice and that gentleman using as an example. Yeah, you build a road. I've seen the road. The road is better in those community. But there are other things. And I ask you the question, is there any takeaway from this election? And you as a leader now, what will you recommend to your party for what has happened? Because Montserrado, you fought so hard to win a Senate seat. We're using the Senate seat in Montserrado County as an example. You have to take away something from this election that you can help to make your party better. What would that
What I
be?
think, no, I got your question. What would
Mm-hmm.
that be that I have been recommending to some party
Mm-hmm.
leaders? We all need to work on our strategy.
Mm-hmm.
We need to advance our strategy. We need to get back to our drawing board and we know whatever it is. And we just need to get back to our strategy room and do better. We just
And,
need to work hard on our strategy.
and Frank, are there any are there things that you did not do well on, or there are some things you did poorly with? If you know, what are those things that you want you guys to work on or even improve?
What I think from the real point of view, we need to work on that is a collective effort
Mm-hmm.
of even the opposition themselves. It's the
Mm-hmm.
collective effort of the government.
Mm-hmm.
But the president need to hold it, need to hold it by the horn, right? And we need to work on the food. We need to work on things process. We need to do everything humanly possible to stabilize the economy. Though we know in stabilizing economy as a new government is a huge challenge. But since we have gotten signal 2 times in 2 elections in Montserrado,
Mm-hmm.
that it is only because of the economy that people don't want to understand the fact that we are doing all other things. Or we cannot say, okay, since the people want the rice price to reduce, let's forget about all other development and concentrate on rice. I say no to that. What I think we can do is, as a father of a nation, we just need to open up more, work on our economy, and just touch all of those places. Our technicians now, our technicians, when it comes to the economy, need to go back in their drawing room, come closer and be very real and sincere with the finance minister because he's a smart technician. He's an educated man. He understands that field. He has worked on that, in that field for many years. So we just need other people to work around in making sure that we are real in achieving, making sure that the economy is okay.
Frank, young people uh, comes to mind, and you are a young man, and you know the CDC. Most of its members have been predominantly young people. Most of
Mm.
these young people are not happy, and it is a fact. To the point that even those who are sedition have classified themselves this enchanted sedition. There are reasons for that. How can CDC make life better for most of these young people who are expressed this dissatisfaction over the time?
Like I said to you, we need to rework our strategy. We need to go back in our strategy room to rework our strategy. And for those who were appointed by the president, every man is charged with the responsibility to produce. Every man is charged with this responsibility. For example, I do live in Lakbasi community over the past years, and I was appointed as an assistant minister or deputy minister or minister proper of an entity or a director, right? A director. What I need to do is in that my area that people believe in me at the time, and because of my political influence and my relationship with people in the community, people were able to support President Weah. People never knew President Weah personally at times, but people supported President Weah on the basis of their friends, their family members, and whatever it was, right? So what we need to do is to go back to our communities, re-establish relationship with those people, because people voted hoping that we were connected to the system, that through our connections, they will be blessed. Now that we won election and we all gone back in different areas, some of us move in compounds, some of us move in places that people cannot easily get to us. So how do you expect people to feel the trickle-down positive effect of President George Weah in that area when the person who was talking for George Weah in that area has left that area because he's a minister or director or an assistant minister?
And Frank,
that person should remain in that community to carry on some projects. It is that person who should be the one reminding President Weah, should be reminding the public works that we have road issue in our community. We have water issue in our community. Sometimes you even go to a personal salary and you help a community. Sometimes you have children party. Sometimes you go around with those young guys and you establish programs that will change the lives of the young people and other community dwellers within the community. So for the fact that people see you in our community, they still have hope that tomorrow things can be better for them once it is better for you today. But once you disconnect yourself from them, like one other government official whose name I will not call, for some security reason or for the sake of privacy, he was in a community and the entire community supported George Weah because of him. That community was not a CDC dominant community. That community was a UP dominant community. But because of a relationship he had with President George Weah, the people in that community decided to support President Weah because of him.
And Frank,
right after they won, so that could be one of the strategies.
Frank, and I like you said that. And so let's put it on the flip side. What would be your recommendation? Because by virtue of the fact that you have said this, you articulated it perfectly, it means you are also acknowledging there are people in the government who are not performing well, who are not delivering. What would you recommend be done to these people?
That is another issue, right? President Weah gave jobs. He appointed those people on the basis of their expertise. And the president has his own way of checking them. Or, the issue of changing people from on job, it is not a bad thing. And it also a bad thing depends on how you do that. So the president has given everyone opportunity to serve their country in different areas. So basically what I think we can do is, government office must lead the change in communication. Okay? So how do government offices lead these changes in communication? That is, everybody must communicate in different ways in their communities and how things are working. There are some government agencies that are doing very well, but the reason we are not receiving these things, the community is not receiving these things because of the communication. So I think government ministry, government agency, government ministers, directors, they must lead. They must take the lead in doing these things. That's the real truth.
Thank you. And stay on leadership, and you are a leader here. Now let's go to your district. You are now one of the leaders in that district. You are the direct representative of the people. But before I can ask you that question, the last time we had you here was on August the 31st. And I asked you this question. I'm going to play the clip for our viewers here to listen. So let's watch. But if all goes well for you, and you are finally on that ticket, and when the votes are counted in December, who will be the winner? Will it be Fubu Herrings? Will it be Jean Salinsa Deba? Or will it be Frank Saah Foko Jr.? Tell me, who will be that winner?
It's definitely going to be Frank Saah Foko Jr.
But if all goes well for you, and you are finally on that ticket, and when the votes are counted in December, who will be the winner? Will it be Fubu Herrings? Will it be Jean Salinsa Deba? Or will it be Frank Saah Foko Jr.? Tell me, who will be that winner?
It's definitely going to be Frank Saah Foko Jr.
So that was you on August the 31st when we had you here for the first time. And I asked you that question: who's going to win this thing after all the votes are counted? And you said it will be Frank Saah Foko Jr. Today you are here dancing that victory lap, but that victory comes with a responsibility. And so my question is, what have you been up to since you got elected in terms of leadership in your district?
Like I said during our past interview, I already know what to do. I know, and I get the ball rolling with, I hit the ground rolling with reconciliation. That is my first empowerment concern, to re-reconcile, because the people of District Number 9 were together. We're happily living together until election. And now, definitely during election, you will have people going against people. You will have people saying things against people. And there were a lot of tussle. So right after election, my team and I, what we think is important most, and at first, that we must achieve in doing, in order to succeed in developing this district, we must at first reconcile District Number 9, that which we have started doing already.
Thank you so very much. Let me bring your attention to the Montserrado County Legislative Caucus. When you shall have finally taken seat in January to start work, you will be a member of that caucus. What do you plan to suggest to them so that you all as a team can better represent Montserrado County and including your district?
And what I think I can recommend to them first of all, after election, we have to come together, reconcile as people, because we all were in different ways, campaigning and seeing what we could say. So I think the first thing I recommend to them at the national legislature, the legislative caucus, is we must reconcile at first. And the next thing we're going to take on the table is development. And in order to carry on development, we must hold together. We must be sincere. We must be truthful to our people. We just need to put our people first.
Put our people first, he said. And then, Frank, the question is, what will be, many politicians are good at making promises, Frank. What were the promises that you make to your people during the campaign? And will Frank Saah Foko Jr. now be one of those politicians who made promises and don't fulfill them?
You just coming back with those questions that you asked. It's like you just went back to your old note, of those questions you asked in terms of promises. Like I said to you, I brought honesty to the process. I did not promise anybody that I would pay their children's fees. I did not promise anybody that I personally would pay rules from my salary. I did not promise people that I'm going to pay duplex from my salary. But what I promised people was, I told them that I'm going to work in line with my 3 cardinal responsibilities as a lawmaker. That is representation, lawmaking, and oversight. But basically, one of the issues that people stick onto in most cases that they use I, but they don't inform the people that they don't do it and they cannot do it through their salary, but they just misinform the public is the one that has to do with oversight. You will find a politician telling people, when you make me representative, I will build you roads. You make me representative, I will give you electricity. No, you cannot be using the people taxpayer money through your oversight with those entities that are responsible to do those jobs in the community, and you tell them, that is dishonesty. So what we're going to do here through my oversight, we currently have road challenges in our different road challenges in our district. So we're going to make sure that we work with public works in firstly identifying what public work challenges are and how can I be a help to public work at the national legislature in working with them on their budget, wherein my district will be factored, and right after said budget, roads connectivity can come in my district. The same as LEC, the same as water and sewer, the same as sanitation and hygiene. So the thing about the young people in the district, what we're going to get involved with through the education ministry is to make sure that national government put more money in education ministry budget, that education ministry can empower and strengthen all of those vocational schools and other high schools in district number 9 that has to do with vocational education, so that our young people can have a career on their own in moving forward. You know, a man graduated from high school and he just entered university without understanding anything in life, not having a professional career. He does not know even how to start his life. This young man has to beg people through all his life and go to school. So I am saying I was affected by this. So what I think I can recommend to the national government through education ministry, working in line with the education minister, and make sure that we have good money in our education budget. Then with that, schools in my district, those vocational schools, can be factored and they will definitely benefit and will have a trickle-down effect on the masses in the district.
Frank, when you start work in January, one of the things that people will be looking at will be your staff. They will be your strength in you carrying on your responsibilities. What qualities will you consider for those who will serve in your office so that you can be a better representative? Will you be appointing family members and just friends, as many do? What will you be looking for?
I will definitely appoint people of competence and honesty. People of competence and honesty. You could be competent, but you are not honest. So you must have those characteristics. You must be competent to do the people's job. You are not coming to work for me. You are coming to work for the people of district number 9. So basically, you must put your all into the job. You must be honest to the people you serve. You must be disciplined. You must be a homo person at all times, not certain times.
And Frank, looking at your role as a representative, and thank God for you, you have worked there before with Mona. So you know how things are done. Knowing that, I know you talk about qualification and competence. What will you expect your staff to be able to do?
Basically, like I said, every job has term of reference, right? We have term of reference. So with the different kinds of term of references, all depends on the area you find yourself. We're going to get developed. We're going to get involved with more programs. We need our staff who will understand programs, who will understand human relationships, who will understand, who will have all of these characteristics in working with people. Because in as much as you have those characteristics, Trust me, Mr. CA, you will be a very good office staff. But you cannot have an office staff who is arrogant. You cannot have an office staff who is not honest, who will go in the absence of a boss and lie to the people he serves, who will go and disrespect the elders, who will go and disrespect the young people, his colleagues, who will go and just misinform the public, and who will not concentrate on his job that he has to do for the people, and he will concentrate on things that are not important in maintaining his job. So there are a lot of characteristics. This is why I'm going to take time in selecting my staff. I'm not in haste. I know who I've been working with, and I'm looking up to God to also direct me in doing that. Because you need people that will think like you. You need people who will take your dream and aspiration. You need people who will believe in your ideology, in making sure that you succeed in accomplishing all of those things that you intend to do for your people in the district.
Folks in cyberspace, you are
One thing
watching.
I can assure you, absolutely, there will be no family member in my office. There will be no Foko in my office. There will be no first, second cousins in my office. Trust me, no. Somebody may say, "Oh, why your brother will not work in your office is not a problem." It's not a problem. If my biological brother is competent and he comes with honesty, he can serve in my office. But I think I want to set another precedent. It is not wrong, okay? It is not a problem. I can work with my brother if he's competent, but I don't want to work with my brother in my office. I don't want to work with my sister in my office. And if they are qualified to work in other areas, I could recommend them to work in other areas. I could send them to school to advance them to do better tomorrow in society, like what other people did for us. Other of our big brothers, like my big brother, and I refer to him as my dad, the current defense minister, Daniel Ziaka. This is somebody who I live with. This is somebody who disciplined me while I was growing up. When I graduated from high school, he told me, when I told him that I want to work, he said it was not time for me to work. I should go to school to be a professional man. So there are many of my family members I think I will concentrate on helping to go back to school or to go to school or continue from where they are. For those who are professional people who are already working, thank God for them. For those who have not been opportunity to work and they are qualified Liberians to work, if there are vacancies in other areas and they need my recommendation, I will definitely recommend them. But for my office, no, trust me, I'm not going to do that. That is just my own way of doing things. It's not a problem, but it is my own way of doing things.
Wow. Friends of Foko Jr. making a promise here. Thank God I have that phone number. If I hear any member of your family in that office, I will be the first to break that news. But are there names that you already have in mind here? I mean, this is the reason I'm pressing on this. I'm one person who believes that this is the reason many of our lawmakers are not effective. They don't bring people who will help them. People who have the ability to write, read volume of document, break it down for them. People who have the ability to write speeches for them. They don't bring those people. They do it on the basis of friendship. And so I'm glad you said no family member will come close. Because if your family member is not doing right, it might be difficult for you to let them go. And so I'm glad you said that. But I have to ask my question here. Do you have some names? You don't have to call them. Do you have some names in mind?
Basically, I have names in mind. Yeah, I have worked with these people,
Mm-hmm.
I have worked with them for some time.
Mm-hmm.
I know when what do I say? What's the choice of word? Uh, I have them over 3 months. We've been working together, Mr.
And
C.
do you
You
trust
can
them?
work with people you can work with people for over 3 months and you don't know them. And even from Muna's office, the late representative Muna Ipela office, there are qualified people in our office that we work together. They are automatically qualified to also serve in this office. So I have people in mind. Uh, but trust me, you will see the very good team. You will see the team when I'm done. I will introduce my team to the entire world on my platform, and I will have a press conference where I will announce my staff from my office. And then people can come in with whatever way they see it. But I think I will do my best in appointing the right people to serve District Number 9 people and the Liberian people at large.
Let's come to your district. Leaders in your district. Frank, how do you intend to work with community leaders. And I'm going to ask you this question. Will you factor Mr. Fubu Herrings and other people in the district who are known leaders for the success of your leadership or representation in that district?
Yes, I have already started doing that. I'm going to work with everybody. I'm going to work with everybody in District Number 9. Those who participated in election, those community leaders, major stakeholders and non-major stakeholders in the district. I'm going to work with everybody in making sure that District Number 9 achieve. Even those who did not support me, once they have the expertise, I will definitely work with them. But over the past time, we have had the District Development Council. That is the conglomeration of chairmen from the different communities we have in District Number 9. The 21 community, all of their leadership came together and established a District Development Council being headed by a board chair. So we're going to work with them. We're using that same pattern. The essence of having those people is to receive direct information from all of the communities to know what their challenges are. And again, you have those people so that you cannot make a unilateral decision at the national legislature. So whenever you want to make a decision that has to do with the life of the people in Liberia and your people in the district, you must call a meeting, you share that with them, you brainstorm with them, they add, they subtract, and you people have a word as a district. So I'm just going as the head of District Number 9, but definitely there are many technicians in District Number 9 that we'll definitely work with. Our doors are open. We're here to receive recommendation. Our plans that we have now, our 1 year, 2 year, and 3 years plans that we already have, we're not just going to hit the ground running. We'll definitely call all stakeholders in District Number 9 and residents and show them our plan is not a secret path. We'll tell them what we intend to do. And we also want to know from those candidates exactly what they have on their template. What are those things they intended to have done for the district? Let them bring those things together. We sit on one table, we re-strategize. What can we use as our current plan? What can we use our middle plan? And what can we use our long-term plan? There are many other good things that Muna set up in the district in terms of developments that she started working on. Some of them she started, some of them she went in the middle of them, some of them she did not start them. And those things were agreed upon by the District Development Council through a resolution that was passed. I will not abuse that. I will go back for those things. We'll sit on the table and we get the ball running with them.
Thank you. Friend Saah Foko Jr. is representative-elect of District Number 9. We are in an exclusive interview with him here at Focus on Liberia. Folks, we'll be coming to you quickly to read some of your comments. I still have a few questions for my guests here. Frank, what would be your yardstick that you will use in voting for or against any bill that will come before you as a representative of the people? What will you like to see in that bill? What are the things you will be looking for to deny it? And what are the things you will be looking for to vote for it?
I didn't get you clear. Your line was breaking.
Oh, sorry. I said, as a representative of the people, one of your responsibilities will be to vote on bills, on legislations that will be brought on the floor. So what are the things, if you see, you will say, no, I'm not voting. And what are the things you want to see to vote for it?
I'm going to work on the people's interest, Chief. The people's interests.
Okay.
What the people want is what I would definitely vote on.
So if there is a contractual agreement that gives your district $1 million, but the company that is offering that agreement is making, let's say, $500 million, will you vote for that? Your people getting $1 million here?
I will definitely come back to my district. I will call an emergency district sitting where my people and I will discuss that just within time. I will not do that on my own. I will definitely consult the people that I represent.
All right. Will you be or do nothing representative? We see some of them at the national legislature. They do nothing. Their people don't even see them. Will you be visible?
I just want you to watch how the game goes. Just watch and see. I will still come back on your platform for other interviews, maybe after my first 6 months, after 1 year, after 2 years, I will still come on your platform. And you will judge me on the basis of what I have done within the given time.
And then my final question before I go to my audience to read comments. Oversight is one of the key responsibilities of a lawmaker. And through oversight, you hold appointees in the government responsible because they were appointed to do pieces of job for the Liberian people that you represent. So talking about oversight, where will your gavel be? On the side of the people, on the side of your party, on the side of the state, or on the side of the president? Where will your gavel heavily weigh?
The side of the Liberian people.
Your party is saying you have to vote for this thing, sir, because.
No, but my party, the president, one thing we don't understand, or some people do not understand, the president will not send what the people don't want. The president is on the people's side. So most often, if the president is not a president, sometimes when we do these things, when people say them, then I tend to ask them question.
Right.
What are you talking about? Like a president who was just brought and was just imposed on the people who does not have interest in the people. So like this president that I have, President George Manawia, that I have sat with, I have listened to, I have followed his dream. He means well for the Liberian people. Obviously, all may not be bread and butter at the same time, but I know that President Weah will definitely succeed and achieve. So he's always in the interest of the Liberian people. And obviously, Chief, trust me, everything that Canada in the interest of the people, I will support it. In as much as it's in the interest of the people, that's what the Liberian people want. I'm not looking at what the other people want. No. I'm looking at it holistically, Liberian people. What are opposition? What are CDC? What are CPPU? What kind of non-position? Everybody definitely. What the Liberian people want is what I'm going to do.
All right, let me read some comments from my folks here following on Facebook. Sekou Kamara writes, the people center leader. Somebody is talking good there about you. Sam Waller writes, what is the representative elect going to do differently to help strengthen Liberia's good governance efforts so that everyday Liberian businesses, business owners, and investors have greater confidence in the government ability to govern effectively? Sekou Kamara again, indeed, general understand legislative proceeding. This must be somebody who is in your corner showering praises here. Sam Wallow again, that is a false statement. Liberians need to learn more about their history prior to the Civil War. Pre-Civil War, Liberian president did far more to develop Liberia than any post-Civil War president. Sam Wallow disagree with you there when you were saying President Weah has done more than any other president. Anthony Gay writes, Happy New Year to my FOL family and followers. This is Tipla Popo Pupo. My brother Foko, I hope that President Weah turns things around. And to that writer, I hope I pronounced your name well. Hassan Delete writes, CDC has nothing to offer the Liberian people. They are failed. Maybe he meant to say they have failed the country. Anthony Gay again, those individual projects, oh, Facebook, stop this. Sorry, Foko, my mouse is causing problem here. Let's read this one from Romeo. Romeo writes, Hassan, which political party had ever delivered for the Liberian people? Anthony Gay, what are values? What are values? There's a mistake here. I want to believe. So I will leave that one. Sam Wallow again. Trickle down by political appointee development projects. He asking a question. That is not a strategy to development of a nation. That was when you were saying the president, the people he appointed as the minister, they won't be able to make a difference in their communities. And by doing that, the people will be able to vote for the party, and you use a representative who you say, an official of government, you say you will not call his name because of security. How, because of his work and he having to be in a predominant UP district, people there were able to vote for the party. And Sam Waller disagree with you on that one, Foko. This one is from Seku Asumana. Foko, that's not a true statement because it clearly seems that the president only cares about himself, evidenced by the many wealth he has acquired in few years as a president. Someone is taking a shot there. Keseli Double. I normally don't waste my precious time listening to seditions on this platform and many others, but I must admit this young man has won my admiration. I hope and pray that he delivers on his plan and not be carried away by his party. Happy New Year, Anthony. Frank, somebody who is an opposition figure, is saying he has some admiration for you there. So, your response to the few comments that I just read.
Let me start with the brother who admire me and hope that I remain to where I am. Trust me, brother, that's who I am and that's who I have been. And I'm hopeful, keep me in prayers by God's grace so that I can keep being sincere to my people. And I said, thank you for the motivation. Trust me, I will do my best. And to the guy who spoke on CDC has failed, that's a choice of word. That's why you believe. But I respect your choice of word. And, what I'm looking at is we should do more. It is obvious, even if you have done your best, you can do excellent after doing your best. So that's a choice of word. I respect you for that. And I think there is no reason we should go against each other for expressing our views. And the brother who spoke on the issue that has to do what I spoke on, the trickle-down effect of what ministers were doing community. Probably you misunderstood what I was saying. I was just speaking on direct relationship. In terms of programs, government has her own way of developing programs, in making sure that what we're going to do is we're going to work on establishing a UFO program in District Number 9 that will have impact on the life of all of the young people. Like my style of leadership, I was telling people few days on the radio, I'm not going to be a representative who will sit at my house in the morning. You have people coming every morning to stand at my gate or to my door to ask to give them, to divide money on them. I won't be that kind of representative. But I will be a representative wherein people will identify projects, they will identify challenges in their community, and how can I use my lobbyistic influence as a lawmaker in making sure that their problems are solved generally. Because like a man comes to you today and asks you, or Mr. Saah, or Mr. Foko, I do not have money at home to eat food. Or Mr. Foko, I want you to help me pay my child's school fees. Can you pay everybody children's school fee in this community, everybody child's school fee in this community? It is not possible. Do you know how many kids that we have? We have over 23,000 kids in District Number 9. Can you afford, I'm talking about since 2015, can you afford as a representative to do that? You can make it. But what you can do is to institute a program that other people will come and acquire vocational knowledge, other trainings, that they become professional people and go out there to do those jobs around the community. Like, for example, if a man comes and learns plumbing, that man becomes a professional plumber. He goes around the community and does other people work. So basically, that guy becomes empowered. That will have a trickle-down effect on he and his family. That guy will never come back to a representative door to ask him for copper rice. They seem as our sisters. You send them to vocational school, they go to do interior decoration, they go to do their catering, and it just, you name it, they become seamstresses around here. And they sit in the community. Can you imagine, Mr. Saah, we buy one of these purple suits, the very good one, we buy them for $125 and $150, right? So if you have your Liberian sister here that you teach, you send her to vocational school and she learn how to sew, what you can do for 10 or 15 of them who graduated from that sewing school, is to build a tailoring shop for them, put the equipment or the put those things in that they need to do their job, give them money to buy their materials, and obviously those people become empowered. Out of those 10 or 15 women, you know how many family members they have at home that will benefit from the business that they're going to operate with. Like you send up people to go and do their interior, their catering, their interior decoration. And those people come here and they start to bake their donut, they start to bake their cake, they start to rent their chairs, their canopy in the community. You actually think they need one representative to live? I say no. So we're going to get involved into more programs that will gradually transform the life of the young people and make them to be professional people. You said now you have somebody in the diaspora, right? Mm-hmm. That person has his bills to pay. Like when I visited the US last year, or Mr. C, I didn't know how America was. I thought America was a place that every month money just dropped into your account. That's how I saw America, because that's how people make us to believe America to be. But when I went to the United States and I saw that people are working and spending over 60% of their salaries on bills. So people said, yeah, if I have my father in America and my father sends me money every day, should I rely on my father every day to send me money? The best thing my father can do for me is to go to vocational school and later on go to university and acquire a professional knowledge wherein you become a professional person. But while going to university, you can learn how to plait hair. You can learn how to bake your cake donut as a young woman and leave playing Lulu to the horse and get in the street with your cake donut bucket in your hand. Or we could build a place where people will come and stop to drink their coffee. So if I send, like the way we have Rototown community, I send over 50 women to go to their catering school. They learn how to bake their bread, their cake, and all the different stuff. In the morning, people sit to their shop, they come and drink coffee. You find out many kind of community, they just open shop in all of the communities and they're facing tea for us, and we complain that they are not doing good tea for us. Those guys, most of them don't even know how to fix tea in their community. Where they came from in their country, they have not even drank tea there before. When they come to Liberia and they start to fix tea for us, because we feel more comfortable in our zone and we feel more comfortable walking to them to buy tea. While more, it will take a Liberian young woman who will open a shop. A representative gave her $1,000 United States dollar, $700 United States dollar, build a mini shop where they will sit in, they bake their bread, and you find people coming in the morning to do their breakfast before going to work. You will find people ordering from them. We can buy 2, 3 motorbike where people will start to drop those things. Those are things I'm concentrating on. But I'm not concentrating on where people will come. That's another way of helping the president. Another minister could do that. A minister who was appointed to a ministry could go back in a community, establish other programs, help people go to their vocational school. When those people learn, you have empowered them and their family. So apart from government national program, we that also work in other branches can also help government in many other ways. So there are many ways a president should not be concentrating on coming to clean drainage in your community. But as a lawmaker or a minister or a director in that community, working along with MCC can make sure that our community is clean. So we're going to do it together. It's a teamwork. We will make sure we work with national government. We are not going there to make force with government. We are not going there to fight with government. We are going there to identify problems from our communities. And how can we take those problems to government? And how can we be a help to government in solving those problems? Those are things we're going to do. It's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to happen one day. But when we set up the system, and when that system hold, like Mr. C, I was just discussing a project that I was working on to start before I even became a representative. A project that has to do with sanitation and hygiene. You go and purchase those dead buckets and place them in front of the homes of everybody in District Number 9 and ask a person to pay $50 Liberian every Saturday so that people can come and collect it there. When you multiply the total amount of homes you have in a given block, right? And you multiply it, the amount of money you collecting almost $1 million Liberian on a monthly basis. You have almost 50, 75, or 100 young men and young women who are collecting dye from those homes. They only work 4 times a week. Every Saturday they go and collect the dye, and we have a dumping site where MCC will come to collect that tithe. So the money we'll collect from the people in the community who are paying to collect the tithe, we can use that money to establish programs, send people to school, and also pay those people on a monthly basis who are collecting the tithe from the very homes. That's another form of empowerment. So if I start to do that job in a block, and every block I empower up to 100 young men and women to work, and every month I give them some money, or I pay them what we agree upon. You actually think that somebody needs one representative to survive. So when we set up the system and those programs, it will not happen overnight, like I said. And once the people buy the idea, the people will only buy the idea when they see sincerity in the process. When they see that you who are the dream bearer of this process, you are honest to this process, then the people will buy the idea. In subsequent time, other people will watch to see how long this program will last for before they join this program. And once this program holds, you will find it working in other communities and other districts in Liberia. That's another form of empowerment. But look at the swamp we have in District Number 9. Our district has more swammy area than dry land. We have all of those water just free. We have all of those swamps just free. What can we do now is to use our oversight responsibility in networking with agriculture ministry and our Chinese partners if need be. We work along with them. They come to our swamp, they help us to develop the swamp where we're going to take District Number 9 to be a hub for agriculture in Montserrado County. That people will come to buy corn, people will come to buy plantain, people will come to buy palava soils. Why should the people in District Number 9 leave District Number 9 to go to Raleigh to go buy palava soils, pepper, and other vegetable stuff to come and cook? We said no. This might not happen probably even in 1 year. It might take 1 or 2 years to happen. So these are just systems that we overlook in this country, and everybody just sit and watch national government, the arrowhead, which is the president. The president here now should be going out there to lobby to make sure that we bring more investors to the country. The president should be out there setting up with those technicians in making good policies for the country. But if the president is tied down with even coming to the community to do a cleanup campaign, then I said no. Then we overburden the president with all of those unnecessary things that we should not be thinking about, that even ourselves as community leaders, ourselves as representatives, we can also be helped. You will find one representative at the national legislature who will sit in chambers and criticize the government for everything as if he or she is not part of the government. I am saying, yes, you have the right to criticize the president if you feel that things are not going on right with the government. But I think what you can do most likely, because Mr. CA, we have had a series of demonstrations in this country. War was fought in this country. There are a lot of things that have happened in the country and did not change anything. Other people came and they removed other government from there through the gun, through protests, and it has not changed anything. So I am saying to all Liberians, not just citizens, but all Liberians, we need to come together and we sit on the table. Let us all strategize. How can we be of help to our country in different ways? Like our brothers in the diaspora, Mr. CA, I will actually network with you. I have some of my brothers that also supported me in the election in America. Many of them are not citizens, but they supported me with their resources and with their prayers. That team is being headed, the Friends of Foko in the diaspora is being headed by one Mr. Henry Guashi and his team. We're going to work along with them, along with you, in networking with Liberians in the diaspora after we shall have identified projects in our district. Instead of Liberia joining money in the diaspora to support protests in Liberia, I think we can put money together. We build one high school in the district. We can put money together. We build market in the district. We can put money together. We launch scholarship, right? But the people in the diaspora also, they need the right people to send their money to so that their presence can be felt. So I will come in the diaspora where we'll have different meetings that you will set up for all, Mr. CA, introduce us to all Liberians, whether CPP, whether sedition. We're going to reach out to everybody. Like my district now does not have a public high school. I do not have the money now. The government does not have enough money now to do that. Should our community be affected? Should children not go to school because government is not ready financially to do that project? When all Liberians, we have over 2,000 Liberians can just join $1 to raise money and come and just build one school in the district. So I'm going to reach out to everybody, and I'm a lawmaker for everybody.
And Frank, I allow you to flow because I see that you are speaking from your heart there, and I needed to allow that, and I will make sure you get this clip so that as you go on with your work, you will play this and listen to yourself explaining these ideas that you really want to see happen, put into action in your district. To your last point about those in the diaspora putting money together to carry on projects instead of just supporting political activity. I think it's a good point. And I want to say to you, there are residents of your district that are in the diaspora. You are a leader now, you represent them, whether in Liberia or in the diaspora. Uh, it is your responsibility to identify some of the leaders from your district in the diaspora, put them together, and advance the idea and try to meet them and see how you can help, work along with them to make that happen. I think that was excellent. But time is fast spent. We have to go. Partisanship decides how most lawmakers speak on many issues of national concern. Is Frank going to be different?
I'm definitely going to be different. I remain a partisan for CDC. That's a fact. And that's a real truth. But I'm going to be to the best of my ability, and I'm going to be lawmaker for all Liberians.
So prove
because
it, Frank. When was the last time you disagree with your party and on what issue in the past?
But disagree with my party
on any issue?
There will always be issues. Mr. C, there will always be issues. Even in the church, there are issues between the choir and the pastor. Because probably the choir member want to wear short skirt to come to church. There's an issue. Obviously, there will be an issue between the pastor and a deacon bowl or his assistant pastor. There will be issues. There is no institution around with our issue.
So, but what have you disagreed with your party in the past, and what issue did you disagree with your party on?
No. Hey, my brother, I've been so good with my party. I've been on good line with my party. Those minor things that sometimes we have, like for example, we have a program that is coming up and we are bringing ideas on the table. We have to criticize. We have to disagree to agree. But there have been no major issue I see with my party. Absolutely no.
So that is telling me now, Frank, that when you enter the house in January, whatever buffer chamber brings to the floor, whether or not it's against your district, you're going to vote for it.
I told you I'm a representative for all. I will consult my people. I'm working in the interest of the Liberian people, not in the interest of the Speaker of the Parliament.
Thank you. All right. We have to leave it there, folks, in cyberspace. Thank you for following us here. We have been in an exclusive interview with Representative-elect of District Number 9. His name, Frank Foko Jr., Saah meaning the first boy child from the family, and he happened to be the first boy child to contest in a representative seat, and not only that, to win it. We had him here in August. That was specifically on August 31st. And I asked him the question, when the votes are counted, who will be the winner? He told me, Anthony, I will be the winner. To his words, he is the winner, but he wants to do a piece of job. And that is why we have been quizzing him, and he put a lot out there, and we'll keep that video to hold him accountable on all of the things that he has said. Friend, we can't thank you enough for always making yourself available to come and discuss issue of concern, especially about your district. Your final words to your district, what message do you have for them? They have elected you. You have been able to outlay all the numerous challenges that they are facing, their needs. How can you assure them that you as their representative will fight for these things to happen?
I can assure them I remain honest. I remain the kind of person they know me to be. Like if you heard the kind of criticism at the time during the election, the man is very poor. The man lives in one room. The man is a day's man. The man was once a motorcyclist. The man was a tester. How can we make a motorcyclist a representative? How can we make somebody who is just living in one room a representative? What I want to say to everybody, I remain who I am and I still live in the same place. The only best thing I can do for myself in this place probably is to upgrade this place, because there where God saw me and he blessed me from there. And people saw me from here people who lives in mansion, apartments. They saw me in this place and they supported me. So I remain here. I remain focused to who I am. I'm not going to live any extraordinary life. I remain the focus I am. And I can assure them I remain honest. I will do their job. I will never disappoint their decision. And I'm grateful to God for the party that I come from, the CDC and His Excellency Dr. Josh Manawia and the CDC leadership. And I'm happy for my district, the entire district, those who supported me or not. I'm happy for everybody. I'm grateful to God. But I'm asking everybody to come together, let's reconcile our district and move on so that our district can be developed. And I'm grateful to God for everybody in the diaspora, like the friends of Foko who supported me. They use their resources, they pray for me, they did everything humanly possible to do that. Today, I have them in the country. The leadership is here in Liberia today. They came to celebrate whatever success it is. We say thank you to them. We say welcome to Liberia, Mr. Henry Guashi and his team, and all other Liberians in the diaspora that will be reaching out to ask for assistance to come back to develop our country. We look forward to you and we look forward to working with you. And we know that you will definitely accept us in good faith. And we know that we will achieve in doing this. I'm grateful to God for my grandmother, the late representative mother, Mistress Elizabeth Sapa Pelham. I'm grateful to God for her. And I pray to God that God keep giving her strength to move on. And may the soul of my late mother, Representative Mona E. Pelham, young blood, rest in perfect peace. And I say thank you to the team that supported me, the team Foko. I'm grateful to God for the team Foko. I'm grateful to God for just everybody in Liberia for having a peaceful election. And I say congratulations to Honorable Thomas Fala for moving on, accepting the result, and working the best interest of the Liberian people. Now he has gone back to his district to do his people's job. And I say congratulations to Honorable Darius Dillon for winning the seat again as a senator-elect for Montserrado County, as a senator and senator-elect for Montserrado County. And I look forward to working with everybody and all meaningful Liberians who are in the best interest. And those CDC lawmakers who won in other districts and those who did not win, and those opposition who won in other districts, in other counties, I said, congratulations to every one of us. Liberia won the election. We all have won. Even those who did not win in my district, I say, we all are winners. Don't just see me as the winner of the district. See every one of us are winner. And let's come together in the best interest of District Number 9. So thank you.
Frank Foko Jr. is the name. He is the representative-elect of District Number 9, Montserrado County, the Republic of Liberia. We have just concluded an exclusive interview with him since his victory in that district. He promised that he would have won that district, and he did, and he's grateful to all that make it happen. One thing I learned from him, Liberia has won the election. That is a patriotic saying, and Frank, it's good that you said that. Folks in cyberspace, we want to say thank you. Thank you so very much for always following our programs here. Here I focus on Liberia. We educate, we elevate, and promote all things Liberia. Continue to like our Facebook page. Continue to subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you can get notification whenever we are live. Frank, again, Merry Christmas and a prosperous New Year. I hope we can keep in touch as you continue your journey in doing this work. The song says we are all Liberians, and that is a song that is taking us home. Enjoy that song, and bye-bye.
Love